What's up, interweb? This is the review for our midterm test, and it is on the 10th. And number one, if I've numbered them right, factor the trinomials. Now remember, everything in here is positive, so our answer is going to be x plus something and x plus something. Now we want the factors of 3 that add up to 4. And 3 is a prime number, so it's got to be 1 and 3. Right? Right. Number 2, x squared minus 7x plus 12. Now the linear term, the middle term, is negative, and the constant is positive, so we know that it's got to be x minus something and x minus something, because remember, the last thing that we do when we're doing distributive property is this number times this number, and that's going to be 12. Now, what are the factors of 12 that combine together to give us negative 7? Negative 1 times negative 12? No. Negative 2 times negative 6? No. Negative 3 times negative 4? Yes. Negative 3, negative 4 is 7. Number 3, x squared plus 5x minus 14. Now our linear term is negative and the constant is positive. Excuse me. So we know that it's going to be, remember, in order to get this to be a negative, it's going to have to be x plus some number and x minus some number. So we want the factors of negative 14 that combine together to give us positive 5. So we're going to have 14 times negative 1? No. I'm going to use this as the larger number because the linear term is positive. No. Negative 2 times 7. Yeah, that's it there, isn't it? 7 minus 2 is 5. So the negative is 2, the positive is 7. Number 4. Uh, 36x squared minus 49. Okay, what do we have here? We have the difference of 2 squares. And what is that? That's a conjugate, right? Right. And this is going to be, so we take the square root of both of these, and it's going to be x plus something and x minus something. And they're going to be the opposites of each other. So it's going to be 6x, okay, square root of this, square root of this, plus, and the square root of 49 is 7 times 6x minus 7. Number 5 is let's say it's the same thing as this. 36x squared plus 49. Now this is the sum of 2 squares, and there's no way you can factor this, so this one is prime. Right, right. Number 6 is evaluate the ALUATE in lowest terms. Number 6 is the square root of 25 over the square root of 16. Square root of 25 is, excuse me, 5. actually plus or minus 5 over 4. Right, right. Remember, square root means what number times itself is 25? 5. Number 7, the square root of 50. We can't take the square root of 50 in that form, so we have to factor the 50 into one of the numbers that's a perfect square. And it's square root of 2 times square root of 25. Can we take the square root of 2? No. Can we take the square root of 25? Yes. So the square root of 2 stays under the radical. Remember, the radical is the square root symbol. And the square root of 25 is 5. Once you take the square root of it, it comes out of the radical. Number 8. Square root of x squared. What number times itself is x squared? It is x. Number 9. Square root of x to the 7th. Can't take the square root of an odd number, so we have to factor this into the square root of x to the 6th times x. X to the 6th times x is x to the 7th. Can we take the square root of x to the 6th? Yeah, all we do is we divide the exponent by 2 because our index there is 2. So that is x cubed times the square root of x. Remember, when you take the square root of it, it comes out of the radical. Now, number 10. Take you a drink of your Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. Remember, when we have the square root of a negative number, really all we do is we bring out the I, that's an imaginary or unreal number, times the square root of. Now we're going to factor 75 into 3 times 25, which is the square root of 3 we cannot deal with without a calculator, so we just do that. And the square root of 25 is 5. And don't forget the I. Okay, number 11. 5 plus 3i times 5 minus 3i. And what do we have here? A nice pretty conjugate. So remember, when you have a conjugate, you don't really need to do the distributive property. Just multiply the first numbers and the second numbers. And that's all there really is to it. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. Because remember, when you do a conjugate, the linear term, the middle term, gets eliminated. Minus, okay, we have 3i minus 3i is negative 9i squared. And remember, I squared, remember, is negative 1. So we have 25 minus 9 times negative 1. Okay, I squared, negative 1. This equals 25 plus 9, negative 9 times negative 1. And that equals 34. Right, right. Number 12. What is the domain and the range? Domain and range of the following. Okay. Remember, domain goes side to side, and range goes up and down. So our domain here goes from, how far to the left does it go? I'm going to move this over here. Okay, how far does it go to the left? Negative infinity. And how far does it go to the right? Okay, we want to go from here. Okay, this is where it, all the way to infinity. And because this is a solid line, it includes the number, what is it, 2? And we use a bracket. Now the range goes from, how far up and down does it go? It goes, this one goes down to negative infinity. This is the domain. And the range is negative infinity to positive infinity. And those do not end. So that is in parentheses. Okay. Oh, that was number 12. Again, if I've counted correctly, which is entirely possible that I did not. Okay. We want to find the distance. distance between the points -5, -6, and 2, 4. Now remember, the distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 closed and squared plus, y2 minus y1 closed and squared. Okay, so we have, that's distance. So our distance is equal to the square root of, okay, remember they're always in the form xy. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we have x2, which is 2, minus, minus -5, closed and squared. I put 2 parentheses here. This one goes with this one. Plus y2 is 4 minus a -6, closed and squared. Okay, so this equals square root of 2 plus 5. Remember, minus and minus is a plus. Closed and squared plus, again, 4 plus 6 closed and squared. So this equals, this is going to be 7 squared plus 10 squared, which is the square root of 49 plus 100, which is the square root of 149. If it's not factorable, or you can't take the square root of it, just leave it under the radical like that, that's fine. I'm more concerned with that you got this stuff correct. Not so much the answer. I know that sounds stupid, but that's the way I'm stupid, so. Number 14. Paper's all messed up here. Okay, number 14. Write in lowest terms. Okay, so if we have x squared plus 3x minus 18 over x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, we're going to have to factor these two things. What are the factors of negative 18 that combine together? Now remember, because the constant is negative, it's going to be x plus something and x minus something. So what are the factors of negative 18 that combine together to give us 3? I'm going to use, because this is positive, I'm going to use 18 times negative 1. No. Negative 2 times 9. No. What is the next one? Negative 3 times 6. Yeah, there we go. 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, plus 6 minus 3. Doggone it. Well, I tell you, if my handwriting gets any worse, divided by, and we do the same thing here. What are the factors of negative 3? That combine together to give us negative 2. Okay, since this is negative, we're going to make negative 3 times 1. That's it there, isn't it? So we're going to have, again, we have x plus something and x minus something. Plus 1 minus 3. Okay. Can we factor x minus 6 out of the denominator? No. Can we factor the x minus 3? Yes. There and there. So what do we have left? X plus 6 over x plus 1. 15. Calculate the coordinates of the center. Of the circle. And its radius. A-D-I-U-S. Okay, so if we have this, if you're given x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 8y minus 5 equals 15. Okay, first thing we do is we're going to move the 5 to the other side. And at the same time, we're going to group the x's and the y's together. So we have x squared plus 4x. We're going to skip a little space here to complete the square. Remember, we have to complete the square here. Plus y squared plus 8y, skip a little space to complete the square, equals, and 15 and 5 is 20. Now half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is also 4, plus 4. We added 4 to this side, so we have to add 4 to this side. Same thing here. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16, so we have to add 16 to each side. Now this is a perfect square because we just made it one. And this is a perfect square because we just made it one. This is x plus 2, all squared, plus y plus 4. Is that right? Yeah. All squared equals, let's see, this is 24, or I'll tell you what, 4 and 16 is 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. Okay, remember, the center of the square is negative h, negative k. And this is h, and this one's k. So the center of the circle is negative h, negative k. So the center is negative 2, negative 4. And the radius is, the radius squared is 40. Okay, so we have to take the square root of all this stuff. So the radius is the square root of 40, which is, we can factor this into the square root of 4 times 10. Square root of 4 is 2 times the square root of 10. Right? Right. And again, I'm not going to be too concerned if you factor this. If you do, I might have to give you extra credit. Then again, maybe I won't. Number 16, find the slope. Remember that is m and the y-intercept. Excuse me. E-R-C-E-E-T. And we call that lowercase b. So if you have y equals 2x plus 5, our slope is 2. Remember, this is mx plus b. Our slope is 2. Y-intercept is 5. Number 17, same thing. If we have negative 3y equals 12x minus 9. Is this in slope-intercept form? No. Remember, we have to have y over here by itself. So we're going to divide everything by negative 3, and we get y equals negative 4x plus, negative divided by negative is a positive. So our slope here is, what is it, negative 4. And our y-intercept is 3. What could be more fun? Okay, number 18 is calculate slope given the 2 points. So if we have negative 8 comma negative 5, okay, calculate the slope between these 2 points, negative 12, negative 15. Okay, now slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1. x2, y2. So y2 is negative 15 minus y1 minus a minus 5 over x2, which is negative 12 minus negative 8, right? x2, x1. I hope I did that right. So we have negative 15, stupid boy, negative 15 minus a minus is a plus over, same thing here, negative 12 minus a minus, or you can think of the opposite of negative 8 is positive 8. So we have negative 10 over negative 4, and if we reduce that fraction, first of all, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we're going to have, we divide each one of these by 2, and we get 5 over 2. Number 19. Write the equation of the line. Remember, the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept. If you're given that the slope is, what is it, -3 through, R-O-U-G-H, through the point 2, 4. Now, what are we given here? We're given a point and the slope, so oddly enough, we're going to use point slope, which is y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. Okay, so remember x and y. So we have y minus y1 is 4 equals m, which is -3, open x minus 2. Okay, x and y. Okay, so here we're going to distribute the -3 over everything inside here. So we get y minus 4 equals -3x plus 6. -3 times -2 is a positive 6. And we add 4 to each side. And we get y equals -3. This is a y here. -3x plus 10, I think. Number 20. And if you're given this, same thing here, write the equation of the line. Given this, 9, 7, and 13, 15. Sounds like a date, something important happened, doesn't it? Okay, what can we calculate from 2 points? Slope. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1. x2, y2. So y2 is, so our slope is, y2 is 15 minus 7 over x2 is 13 minus, was that 9? And that is 8 over, what is that, 4? Which is 2. So our slope is 2. Now remember, we want the equation of the line. So we're going to have to use, so what are we given here? 2 points and the slope. So we're going to use y minus y1 equals m open x minus x1. So y minus y1, you can use either one of these points. It doesn't make any difference. Let's use this one because the numbers are easier. Y minus 7 equals m, which is 2, open x minus 9. So we have y minus 7 equals 2x minus 18. Add 7 to each side. So y equals 2x minus, looks like minus 11, something like that. Now, number 21. This is the next to the last one. 21. Oh, I can use this. What is the perpendicular slope? Given the slope. So if our slope is 3/8, the perpendicular slope is -8/3. Okay, it's the negative reciprocal. What's reciprocal mean? Flip the numbers over. And I'm going to give you the answer on this one. There's no other way to do it. What do perpendicular? What do parallel lines have in common? These two are parallel. What do they have in common? Same slope, right? Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. Bye, bonds.